So here we go, Daniel Crawford yet again, and this is on the eve of SummerSLAM 2022, July 30th, 2022 is the date, current date, that is. All right, so let's get into the top three of WWE over the past, well, near month, 28 days since the last time I posted something. So, number three here in this list, there's a combination of things. It's this storyline with Theory, the Bloodline, and Brock Lesnar. July 25th on Raw, we saw the Bloodline doing a promo, great stuff as always, interrupted by Theory, and of course, Theory getting bullied by the Usos and stuff here. One of Jey Uso slapped him over the back of his head as they were leaving, and, basically Theory just being mocked by Roman Reigns and the rest of the Bloodline here, and it's just, I don't know, it just tells you that they don't want you to think Theory even has a chance, because on the flip side of this, we see Lesnar both on the night where we find out that that Vince is retiring, and also on the 1 week later here on SmackDown from last night, Brock Lesnar beats the hell out of Theory both nights, and he just completely obliterates him. They do not want you to think that Theory even stands a chance, which leads me to believe, even with Vince out of control, not in control anymore over creative, it leads me to think that Theory really does stand a chance of illegitimate cash in here. So do not underestimate Theory. That, of course, is the lesson of this, but it's just been thoroughly entertaining. Number two in the top three, the No Holds Barred match on the Independence Day episode of Raw, where Becky Lynch defeated Asuka in the main event. Really good matchup here. The two of them basically stole the show. You could tell the crowd was really into it. Becky, of course, became the number one contender against Bianca Belair by defeating Asuka. So good stuff. I don't think we've actually seen Asuka since then, now that I think about it. Regardless, this was good. Actually, no, that's not true. Asuka has been kind of in a story off and on with Alexa Bliss. Either way, Becky heading towards SummerSLAM. We'll get into that here in a second. And then finally in the top three, how can you not put this as the number one moment over any span of time within which it takes place? On July 22nd, right before SmackDown, Vince McMahon stepped down officially, completely retiring from WWE. Stephanie McMahon gave him a farewell at the beginning of SmackDown on that same day and said, mouthed the words, "I love you, Dad." She kind of got me emotionally there, I ain't gonna lie. Vince has been a big, pivotal part of this industry. And you cannot ignore his role, the significance of Vince in professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It isn't big. It isn't worldwide. It isn't culturally impactful without Vince McMahon. It just doesn't become mainstream without Vince. So yes, farewell to Vince. While he definitely lost his way, with his sexual behavior and, paying women off to keep them silent, sexual harassment, all that, he definitely lost his way there and, did some bad things. Apparently it looks like. Fact of the matter is, Vince is a major part of entertainment. Not just wrestling, professional wrestling / sports entertainment, but entertainment overall. Because so many major things happen because of, like, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. I mean, the three biggest names in the history of the industry are also three really big names in entertainment overall. So without Vince, without the WWE, none of those things happen, and so many other things don't happen as a result. So, things to consider for the top three. Now, let's get right to our predictions for SummerSLAM 2022. So, first and foremost here, now, this may not be a complete list of the whole card, but this is just from the image that I saw. I'm just going to go down with my predictions for at least the major matches of the night, which, SummerSLAM looks like it will be a decent show. Looking forward to it. It's just in a few hours here from where I'm standing. But I think that this basically no holds barred match with the Judgment Day and the Mysterios, I think right now I'm leaning toward the Judgment Day winning. Although they've been looking strong, you could have Edge returning and helping the Mysterios win. That is a real big possibility. But I still think that the Judgment Day is going to win. It's a real big possibility. Of course, you could also go for, especially if this is one of the earlier matches of the night, because we just don't know what the first match of the night is going to be. It's probably going to be Lashley versus Theory. But either way, I the part of me does want to say the Mysterios will win just to get a pop from the crowd because it is a stadium show. However, I see the Judgment Day possibly winning here. So that's my risky prediction. Probably the only risky prediction I have. So like a 51-49% chance of Judgment Day winning, and that's where I am leaning. All right, also, Logan Paul takes on The Miz. There's no way that I see Logan Paul losing this match. It's his it's his second match in WWE, so he could lose it. But I don't know. I see The Miz losing here, doing the job for Logan Paul. Sorry, I always try to avoid yawning while doing this, but the only way I see The Miz winning is if, of course, as some have mentioned online, if there's shenanigans, if The Miz has some kind of help. He cheats in some way. Of course, Ciampa is going to be a part of it, so that could also play a part. But I do think Paul is going to win. Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin, definitely one of the more entertaining matches for the show. Pat McAfee, like the most entertaining storylines, I should say. Pat McAfee's just excellent in the ring. I've seen him wrestle a few times, and that was even before WrestleMania. When he was wrestling in NXT against Adam Cole, baby. So. Either way, I see Pat McAfee winning this match, hands down. This has just been a real fun rivalry. I'm looking forward to this match. It's going to be good. Can't wait for it. But Pat McAfee is winning it, for sure. U.S. Championship matchup. I do not see Bobby Lashley dropping the title to Theory. I just don't. I think Lashley's going to win. Unless someone interferes, which I don't see that happening more than once in one night. But I do think Lashley is going to win this match. I think he walks away with the U.S. title. And, of course, this has also been a really good feud rivalry because you also have the extra added story of Theory basically having a rivalry with everyone on the roster. I love it. Him being Mr. Money in the Bank. Either way, good stuff. Tag team titles with special referee Jeff Jarrett. The Usos defend the undisputed tag team championship against the Street Profits. A lot of people were agreeing with this prediction, but I'm just going to go with what it looks like the winds are blowing. I think Street Profits look very strong going in this. Although technically the Street Profits had the last laugh on SmackDown, I see the Street Profits winning. Usos have held these titles for over a year now, at least the SmackDown part of it. But I see the Usos finally dropping the titles, which could give you this false impression that Roman's going to lose later in the night. Looking like it's a bad night for Team Roman. Or Bloodline, I should say. All right, so Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. This is going to be a really good match, but I do not see Bianca dropping the title yet. She's probably going to hold this until WrestleMania, which will be great because Becky Lynch is just, she is excellent, in the chase. She's an excellent heel. I just don't see her winning yet. But if Becky Lynch does win somehow, that will indicate Ronda Rousey wins the SmackDown Women's title. Because that could signal building up for a WrestleMania rematch between them. Or even a Survivor Series match. Either way, good stuff. Looking forward to it. Bianca Belair, like I said, I believe will win. Just like with the SmackDown Women's title, I think Liv Morgan retains in a squeaker of a match. But I think that they show that she proves herself here. Ronda Rousey's been on a warpath, and I really love it. But I can also see Ronda turning heel after losing here. So that will be good because Ronda is an excellent heel, and I would love to see it. But if Ronda wins, she's not going to turn heel, although she will get a lot of boos for winning. But I think Ronda loses here. And finally, in the main event, Universal title match, last man standing, Roman Reigns undoubtedly will defeat Brock Lesnar. I hate to see Brock Lesnar go out this way. However, Brock Lesnar has done so much for the industry, especially since coming back in 2012. Either way, the man has been excellent, and I have loved watching him this time around through and through. I don't see Lesnar sticking around for that much longer after this. I think he's probably got one more big match in him after this, probably WrestleMania next year. But Lesnar will undoubtedly lose this match. Either way, Theory is probably going to try and cash in. He's going to probably lose. Now, with all that aside, there might be one additional prediction. Seth Rollins, who was supposed to face Riddle before Riddle got injured, Seth Rollins could very well have a mystery opponent. Maybe that could be Edge. I don't know. Bray Wyatt. Who knows? Either way, it could be someone really cool. Someone being called up from NXT. I'd love to see any of those. Either way, I see Seth Rollins losing any match he will have. Because that's just the kind of guy that Seth Rollins is. Either way, looking forward to this show. This is going to be excellent. I cannot wait. And then, of course, we go on to Raw from August 1st. And we'll be looking at the top 3 for that whole span of time when we go to Clash at the Castle. Anyways, let's get ready for SummerSLAM.